Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. I have collected up a couple of boxes of wood, and by a couple of them, I mean 3. I did a little bit of clearing in between episodes. A lot of clearing. An excessive amount of clearing, I would say. And as I'm looking, I just decided to build my bus just right in the middle of the forest. It'll be nice. It'll be scenic. But a lot of that work is out of the way. I want to go ahead and, let's see, we want to set that as an output to the left. There we go. And just because we want to prioritize the coal going down here. And let's see, I guess we need to start making some science because this little machine up here has been doing a really good job so far. We're up to weapon shooting speed 1, but it's time to retire the guy. And we need to start doing some green stuff as well. So I cleared some space down here. So let's head down here into the darkness and get some of this done. Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be an output priority. I was just making sure you were paying attention. So that is set correctly. All right, so in this episode, I want to look at doing science. I think we want to do science right here on the other side of the mall. In the creative episode, I did a couple of, I guess that was a couple of series back now. I was working on a sushi science build, and I think I want to do that in this episode as well, but the problem with that build is that we're a little ways away from the circuit network, which my build requires. And I know there's the belt-based sushi stuff, but, you know, I don't want to be accused of stealing anything. So I want to do that, but for now, I want to just do my regular science setup that I do with the daisy chaining, with it going with underneath. And let's see, let's give it a little bit of space in between them all, maybe like that much. And I just have this underground here as a as kind of a marker. But I mean, I think that'll give us enough room because the sushi science setup, I had it something like this right here, right? So it actually doesn't take up a ton of space. So yeah, I mean, this is, I think, going to be plenty of room. Actually, we may just go... I'm going to leave the 3. It's better to have more space than not enough. So, yeah, I think I like to grab off of that side of the belt. Something like that right there. And if all goes to plan, we're only going to need one of these. So that'll be good right there. And we can go ahead and do this as close as possible, I believe, to this, because we're going to have a lot of negative space up there to deal with. So maybe, like, even, like, right here, we could start making our red science, because why not? Okay, so for red science, we're going to need copper, we're going to need gears, and for the green science, I like to kind of build those together. We're going to need iron as well as circuits. So let's go ahead and pull all these guys down. Actually, probably taking it down a little bit further would be preferable, since we're over here. And I did place some radars in some location. Am I out of belt? Huh. Oh, I built a ton of underground belt. That's probably it. Well, that'll give us a nice little excuse to just kind of walk along. I did add some lights here to the gear facility. We already had lights up here. And is that a full box? It is. Fantastic. All right, let's get over here on the belt. I got to thinking about the belt immunity equipment that we can get now, and I thought, wouldn't that be nice? But then that would miss out on things like this, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, there's our belt. Let's go ahead and start laying stuff out. I do like to try to keep everything in a line here, even though sometimes that is really hard to do. So it is this line right here where we want to start that. Okay, so there is our red science. Let's see. Red science takes, is it 5 seconds? Yeah. Now, I typically like to do double the red and the green, since the red and green are used for every single science, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it at just the 1 a second. And by 1 a second, I mean the relative 1 a second. I know the crafting, okay, it's still 0.5. So technically it's, it says it takes 5 seconds to make, but since we're looking at a crafting time of 0.5, that would actually be 10 seconds, right? That's how math works. But we'll go ahead and go with the number. It says it takes 5 seconds, so if we want 1 a second, we would want 5. That'll change as we update the machines. All right, so that 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, I usually do all my other sciences at that 1 a second, that relative 1 a second mark. At the exception of green and red, because every single science takes green and red science. Whereas some of them only take blue, and some of them only take, you know, like this one right here doesn't take purple science, but it takes the yellow science and things like that. But like I said, for now, we'll just go ahead and do this. So that should be everything we need for the reds. Maybe just some power poles. That would be right there. And let's go ahead and take this out to the bus so we could... Oh, 1 tile. That's fine. We can double it up for now. Light. And light. Much better. Okay, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that count is actually 6 for the green science. But we also need to make a couple of items here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just double check that. Yes, 6. All right, you're going to need a belt coming in that is making a transport belt as well as inserters. And yes, thank you for correcting me. We can make inserters in this type of machine. It's no longer limited by your ingredients. The only limitation you have is that, well, it's the crafting speed as well as if you need fluids. That will be required. Okay, let's take this out. And what if we did... I'm trying to get a way to get our inputs as well as our outputs coming in. Okay, so transport belt. And you are making inserters. So we're going to need a line of gears and iron coming in, as well as a line of green circuits. Okay, so if we do one of you guys there and one of you guys there. And, we sent you guys out like that. I believe that would work just fine. All right, so iron and gears on this one, and let's do the fast. We'll send you out, and then circuits on the outside. For these, I believe the regular inserters are going to be fine time-wise, both for input and output. Okay, and that'll give us red science on one side of the belt, green science on the other side of the belt. And we can almost carry this pattern of the power poles going all the way down. With one little curve there, which is just fine. Light. We'll throw an additional light down there. All right, and I think that should get us covered. Okay, so we need one right here on this line right here. That is going to be copper as well as iron gear wheels. So we'll put copper on one side of the belt and gear wheels on the other side of the belt. Take you underneath, bring you guys together until you form one belt. All right, and that should take care of that. And then we need iron and gear wheels on this line. All right, where I want that to go. And on this line, we're going to want circuits, and probably going to have to take that off by one because of that. Actually, I could put it up here, but I'm not that concerned about it. Okay, and we'll mess with the priorities on the splitters at some point. Right now, I'm not too worried about it. Actually, would that balance it out a little bit better? Yeah, we'll come back and set the priorities on those at another date. And I spent a little bit of the last couple of series worrying a whole lot about lane balancing. And currently, right here, right now, we've got a situation with our gears that I have set up where lane balancing, it could be a thing. If nothing else, it is just going to annoy me. But I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. I actually left a little bit of wiggle room in here, so maybe we could... Well, no, actually, we can't do a lane balancer here because it's a mixed belt. But... Would that work? Don't even think about it. We may look into it. I may just not be worrying about it at all. All right, but there is our science coming in, and it's already starting to back up already. Let's go ahead and get these guys up and running. Oh no, I did this totally wrong, didn't I? You're actually supposed to be up like that. And that can actually end right there. Just temporary. Just temporary is all that this is. Because I do want to set up the sushi build. I believe that is the direction I wish to go. and a light. Actually, let's light up science a lot. All right, so that is looking very good. Very, very good. All right, I'm gonna nab some of these inserters right here. And let's see, how many of these do we have? We do have enough. I want to go ahead, and I think I want to go ahead and increase iron production. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're only pulling off of one side of the belt right now. Too early to worry about it. We can balance it out a little bit later, I believe. Let's see. We're building transport belt down there. We are getting ready to work on the mall. We currently have a lot of transport belt, so I think we'll go ahead and leave that for now. Let's go ahead and pull this stuff up. And I want to go ahead and expand out iron. Get me all confidently working here without a blueprint. I feel like I've set this setup up so many times. I was actually hoping for a bit more of a drastic smelting setup and smelting changes in one of these versions, just to mix it up a bit, because this particular smelting setup here has worked for forever. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle there for a while with the compressed belts coming out with the lane compression issues, but those since got resolved. What am I doing wrong there? Nope, that's right. There we go. And that'll give us a full belt smelting of iron, provided we can keep the iron going there. Let's see, how many stone furnaces do we have left? We have 5. That is not very much. Let's see, do we have some stone up here? I have not been feeding these guys up here. Oh yeah, we got a lot here. All right, we got 5. I think I want to go ahead and start looking into stone smelting, getting that going at least, and probably need to look into getting steel started as well. I think I only want to do half of this for now. I don't think we're actually going to need the... We may need the full half stack. I don't know. I'll have to go back to the numbers. One of the things these changes have affected a lot is the amount of stone that we're going to need, but a lot of it's going to be raw stone because of the railroad tracks we need for one of the sciences. But yeah, as I was reading the recipe changes in the Friday Facts, I guess that was several weeks ago now, I was thinking about some of the changes and how that was going to work with the way that the maps were currently generating, in that stone sometimes was a problem. Let's see, this isn't right. I hope that doesn't mess up that whole setup right there. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's see, we don't need to take that all the way down. We just need to take it right there. Let's see, we need you there. You feeding right there. And then we need some stone. Do we have some miners? No, but we can get some. Maybe we'll start out with 6. And our stone patch is going to be way up here. Ooh. Nope. mean, I guess technically we could use the splitters to filter out the bad stuff that this guy wants to pull in, but actually, you know, that doesn't make sense. Let me actually use my brain for once. And let's just start from right there. We should be able to cover it like that. Yeah. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. I'd rather not take this through the middle of the iron patch. But then again, I don't want to route it all the way around everything either. I guess we'll route it around everything for now. And then at some other point, we can, we'll clean this up whenever we get this area a little bit more organized. As far as items coming in, as well as train stations coming in. All right, I think that's going to work. Going to be good enough for what we're doing here. All right, I get some stone smelting along. And do I have a couple more miners? Let's grab just a couple more. I'm looking at this coal belt right now and getting a bit nervous. Go ahead and take you guys out. And there's our miners. And let's see, stone. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is technically going to come 1, 2 on like this line. Then we'll have that line and that line for everything else. And of course there's a power pole there. That's fine. Long way for this to travel, but it should give us a nice little buffer of stone brick. And are we getting it? Yes, we are. Oh, and our miners were not... miners were not powered. That is not helpful. All right, we got our weapon shooting speed. We do have green science now. Let's go for tool belt. What does tool belt do now? Character inventory slots plus 10. Yes, please. Power poles. Logistics 2. Let's do automation 2. Military, yes. Landfill, not really needed. Let's get circuit network queued up as well as the electric poles. And I think that'll do us good for now. I want to come down and just check on science, make sure everything is hunky-dory there. Trust but verify. Pretty sure everything was set up properly. You guys are still working with one side moving, which is expected. Yeah, science is going. It's just really slow. And I've got a lot more labs. Let's go ahead and get those set up here. That's probably going to be more than we need, but there's no law against more. Yeah, much better. All right, let's start cranking that science out. Do I have more? I do. I don't know that we're going to have enough to actually do all of these. I forget what the calculation is. And then again, it changes over time as you gain more lab research speed. But it'll get moving faster than it was. That's for sure. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode where, you know, I may just kind of start filling out some of this stuff in the mall in between episodes. I may just start it. It's a lot of belt to place. If I'm honest, a lot of belt. But, well, we gotta start somewhere, right, though? I'm still working on it in my spare time. I'd actually like to. I want to take it all apart and put it back together again. But then again, I want to get this series going as well. So, yeah, I may just go ahead and run with this with the temporary patches that I've put in, and work on a more permanent solution for this particular version in a later episode. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.